Imagine a game so powerful it got millions of people off their couches, made strangers team up in parks at midnight, and even helped some people fight depression. In the summer of 2016, Pokémon GO wasn't just a game, it was much bigger. But how did a simple app change the way people lived? Let's break it down. Back in July 2016, Pokémon GO launched, and it felt like everyone, kids, teens, parents, even grandparents, were outside catching Pokémon. It wasn't just a video game, it turned real life into a Pokémon adventure. Players used their phones to find creatures like Pikachu or Charizard in the real world, thanks to something called augmented reality. Augmented reality is when digital images are displayed onto a physical environment. Within the first month, over 100 million people downloaded the app. Parks, malls, and streets were suddenly packed with players. It wasn't just about catching Pokémon, it was about being part of something huge. People got to live out their childhood dream of becoming a Pokémon trainer. One of the biggest ways Pokémon GO changed lives was by getting people to exercise, without even realizing it. To catch Pokémon, players had to walk around. Some Pokémon only appeared in certain places, like near water or in parks, so people explored their neighborhoods like never before. The game also had eggs you could hatch, but only if you walked a certain distance. For many, this was the first time they were motivated to get outside and be active. It turned exercise into something fun. Another huge impact was how Pokémon GO brought people together. It created a sense of community that we hadn't seen with other games. You'd see strangers talking, trading tips, or teaming up to battle in Pokémon gyms. People would organize meetups, sometimes with hundreds of players, to catch rare Pokémon or complete special events. These connections weren't just online, they happened in real life. For some, this game helped fight loneliness and anxiety because it gave them a reason to socialize. Pokémon GO showed the world that technology doesn't always have to isolate us. Instead of keeping people glued to their screens at home, it turned their phones into tools for exploration. It even had surprising benefits. For example, local businesses saw more customers because their stores were Pokéstops where players could gather. Cities saw a boost in tourism as people hunted for Pokémon in famous landmarks. At its core, Pokémon GO wasn't just a game, it was a phenomenon that blended technology, fitness, and community. It reminded us that video games don't have to separate us from the real world. Instead, they can bring us closer to it and to each other. Even years later, Pokémon GO continues to evolve, but its impact on the world is clear. It proved that when technology is used creatively, it can change the way we live, connect, and even view the world around us. So the next time you see someone staring at their phone in a park, they might just be catching a rare Pokémon. And if they are, don't be afraid to say, "Hey, what team are you on?" Who knows, you might just make a new friend.